Howdy y'all, Handy Redneck here. It's kind of warm out today. This is Sunday, April 7th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's April the 7th. But I'm getting ready to go get me a cold drink up the local gas station, but I figured we'd do a quick walkthrough of the Yarden for today's episode. So there's the 14 pots of turmeric and ginger. They haven't come up yet, but we looked in on them. They're doing all right. This is our thyme. It seems to be doing all right. 4 of the 5 onions is up. The marjoram is doing all right. We got 5 or 6 pea shoots up. The other day we repotted the avocado there with some good soil, good compost in it. Well, we did repotted one of the 2 moringas into a 5-gallon bucket from a 3-gallon bucket, and made sure it had some good compost in it too. Also, we got the lemon trees out. I repotted and brought out my aloe vera. This is a 2-year-old kale plant that we've been munching leaves off of here and there for about 2 years. The rest of the lemon plants, as you can see, they did get a little bit of sunburn, but they'll come back from that, not a problem. Down in the buckets, we got right here, we got a what is that? That's the Cherokee Purple. And we got 4 heirlooms with onions in those 2 buckets. Then we got an Arkansas Traveler. And we got 3 Brad's Atomic Grape cherry tomatoes there. The loofah gourd bucket, as you can see, they're popping out the ground now. 2 of the 3 sections anyway. Shouldn't be long for the 3rd one. Beans not up yet. The cucumbers are they're slow. They like heat, and it ain't been as hot as they really like yet, but they're doing all right. Up here we got the chamomile, but if you look close, very, very closely, right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, just off from my finger are some seedlings that have come up. Those are strawberry spinach seedlings. I sprinkled them throughout here too, so the chamomile's up. The echinacea, 6 of the 7 are doing all right. The 7th, I don't know if we'll come back. As you can see, another one of them's been snipped by a bird. The parsley is waking up quite well. We got a bucket full of turmeric. It should be sprouting up pretty good. This is a bucket full of twigs. These twigs are all fruit trees from a local orchard that we're trying to root out, and as you can see, most of them are trying to leaf out and bud, so I have high hopes that we'll get something out of them. You can see here, one of them even decided it was going to bloom, so I don't know. Out here we got the mulberry tree, and I don't know if you can see or not, it's getting ready to bloom. Those are mulberry blooms. That'll turn into mulberry fruit. The walnut trees are budding out. The pecan trees are budding out. If you can see that. Up along the edge of the house here, my 3-year-old lemon balm has it overwinters itself and it comes back every year. It's looking like it's gonna be a nice crop this year too. Then we got the taters. 3 of the 5 there have come up. 3 of these 4 are doing pretty good. Again, this one caught a little bit of cold, but if you look in there, it's getting leaves out. It's leafing out just like this one is. So they're coming back. Over here in the G2 garden, you can see we got all sorts of mess of carrot seedlings. And then further in, we've got those are what are those? Those are quinoa seedlings. Back there we got Brussels sprouts and kale. The littler ones are kale seedlings. And we got the turnips. Those are white Tokanashi turnips. More and more carrots. I mean, this whole every carrot seed I planted come up, so that's good. Down here we got the golden giant amaranth. It's up. The Brussels sprouts are doing all right. This is some pumpkins I pulled out, and as you can see, they're trying to bloom. I need to pick those blooms off so it don't bloom yet, because that's way too small to be setting pumpkins. But I also put some fresh Big Mac's pumpkin seed down as well. So, and over here you'll see buckets next to the apple trees. I planted in these buckets yellow straight neck zucchini squash, and I put them next to the apple trees for a very specific purpose, since there is compost and everything in it. As the buckets drain out, they'll drain into the ground and give the apple trees a little bit of a feed with some of the compost juices and whatnot. Over here, as you can see, the tomatoes are doing good. On the other side of the fence there, we got cabbages. Our spinach is up and looking mighty fine. Then they're tiny, tiny, tiny. I don't know if you can see them or not, but right in here we got celery is up. Peppers is doing good. Most all the onion sets are up now. There might be 1 or 2 that didn't make it, but that's alright. The beets, well, they ain't going fast, but they're still going. The celery in here, I haven't seen any in here yet, but it's just a couple of days. Here we got some, what is this? This is Chinese spinach amaranth, or yeah, Chinese spinach amaranth. As you can see, the golden Detroits, they're doing great. Over here, the Cylindra reds, or red cylindras, they're doing pretty good. And then we got okra popping up. We got the buckwheat up. We got 3 atomic grape tomato, cherry tomatoes here. And then the 6-pack of butternut squash. Moving on over a little bit, you can see the corn. A good 2/3 of the corn. Well, it's a little more than half the corn is up so far. So that's looking good, and I'm hoping the rest will pop up here in the next couple of days. Something interesting we did have pop up here is, I don't know if you can see it or not, right in here is the first of the sunflowers. popping up, so soon we'll get the watermelon and purple hull cowpeas planted in there. Both the pawpaw trees are leafing out quite nicely. The serviceberry bush, tree, whatever you want to call it, it's starting to leaf out. I don't know what to call this thing. It's a volunteer thing, but it's got little berries on it that are pretty tasty. You can taste the vitamin C in them. The little berries almost have an orange citrusy flavor. And then over here you can see the leaves on the blueberries, but not just that. Right here, these are the soon-to-be blooms on the blueberries. These blueberries are wild. They just appeared and we let them go and let them do their thing. Over here, our hedge or shrub cherry, I don't know what you want to call it, it's leafing out nicely, but if you look in close, it's bloomed. I don't know if the blooms got fertilized or not. I'm hoping we get some cherries. But that's about it. This has been a Handy Redneck. I'll talk to y'all later.